Okay, oh my goodness, here we are for another episode of Choose Your Path with me, your host, Sharon Taylor Durskell, celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, and number one international best-selling author of the number one habit series for entrepreneurial success, which you can purchase on Amazon. Also, My Now Entrepreneur. Just click the link in my bio right here on Instagram. Hello, Brenda. Thank you so much. There's my favorite, Glamel. Can you guys hear me well? Yes, she can because she's saying hello. Hey there. Can you believe this? We were just here yesterday and we are here for another one. How is that? Kicking this pandemic in the butt, like we're going to create and we're going to be here. We are doing this. Hey, hey, hey. All right, let's bring in our guest here. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. It is first Tuesdays. There we go. I
Hey,
love your background.
you like that, huh?
I do, because I told my son my babies. Those are my babies. My books are my babies.
All my reading material, I got stuff here. I don't know. I don't want to tell you how far back I go, but my wife is more of an avid reader than I am.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of like pick up things after her.
Oh, I love it.
I get the leftovers. The
I,
lefties are good. How are you?
I am doing well, actually. I'm so grateful just for another day to have an opportunity to have these conversations. How are you doing?
I like these unscripted. I feel like I'm not on the movie set, that kind of thing. And we
Yeah,
just
this is a moment to sit
have
back.
a conversation, kick back and relax and get to know each other. Because
Absolutely.
you and I have been talking on social media for a long time,
Yes, we have.
but we've never had a face-to-face conversation.
And isn't that something how you can have create all of these relationships on social media and never really have like a conversation such as we're having? Like I know so much about so many people online, but we have never shared the space. But your vibration was a little bit different because I love the way that you and your wife like travel, world travelers, and how you post your family. That really attracted me to see. Like, I really want to see this guy and see who's this guy behind these pictures. So
You know,
here we are.
I'm missing that right now. I'm really, I know that we're going through this pandemic crisis, but for
Yeah.
me, and I've been stuck, at my age, I'm afraid to go anywhere actually. So I'm staying the course. I'm okay,
Hmm.
but um, life is good. I have no complaints. I have no regrets.
Life is a journey. That's the word I
Uh,
want to pick.
my,
Life
my,
is a journey.
my journey has been very interesting. So hopefully we get a chance to share a little bit of that with people that are listening to this, because I've been told years ago that I should have wrote a book, but I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Any of your listeners want to chime in, take down but um, I got a lot of things that I could share with you. So I'll let you set the table. I'm just going to eat.
Okay. So let me start by just for those who are this is the first time maybe you're chiming in on this conversation. Choose Your Path literally started right in the beginning towards the beginning of the pandemic, where all of my events were canceled. And I was sitting here at home and trying to figure out what's next. What do I do? One of my favorite quotes from Magic Johnson is always be ready to adapt and adjust. So this is my way of adapting and adjusting. So I thought that I would just go live on Instagram because I never really went live that often, hardly ever, I don't think. And just to have conversations to check in and say, check, check, how are you doing? Just to talk. And then I keep saying that this actually turned into a thing. So I started reaching out to those who I've been inspired by, friends, very close friends of mine, and saying, hey, you want to come on and have a conversation with me? And they're like, yeah, of course. So here we are, I think 76, 77 conversations later, here we are. And it's basically just to let people know that even though we're in a pandemic, we can create the life that we want. We have to really believe that it's possible. And I'm still starting to say fall in love with the process. Literally fall in love with the process, because sometimes we're so focused on the end result that we
Mm-hmm.
don't even understand that that in between and that middle is so important and conducive to what our growth is. So I just wanted to say that to everyone. Thank you. Oh, I want to shout out to Diesel Download Company. I see that.
Wait a minute. Show them your shirt. Show them what you're wearing.
Oh, yes. There we go. Cool is
Hey,
the rule. Oh, you're wearing
that's
too.
Diesel's company is the one who distributes that sweatshirt that you're wearing.
You guys see
So
this?
shout out to Benjamin Download.
Shout out to him. Thank you so much. Wow, cool is the rule. Tell me what's the inspiration behind cool is the rule?
That's an interesting question. I came up with this, actually, let me think back for a minute, because I heard it and then I started hearing it more and more. And one of the guys on ESPN, my sons played hockey, and he would always talk to this guy named Barry Melrose, who used to be, and he'd say, Barry Melrose, cool is the rule. I said, wait a minute, I like that.
I love it.
So now Benjamin Downlow said, let's make this your slogan. So there you go.
Wow. So there you go. Uh-oh, I think we had a little bit of technical. Can you
Okay.
hear me? Okay, I got you.
So
So
that looks good on you, though. That's
it
what
looks amazing, and I can't wait to take a picture so I can be like,
I
cool
think
is the rule.
the screenshot of you anyway. So
Oh, there you go. I know, because and I smile all day long. My cheeks, I think I have, you see these dimples? That's from smiling
well, I
so
told
much.
you before, you are my energizer bunny, because you're like this bundle of energy that, as I told you earlier, it's like a small child that they run, and then they don't they don't know how to pace themselves until they just pass out. You're,
Oh,
you're beyond that, but you got all this energy.
no, that's me. That's totally me. Wow, there goes Red Projects. I want to shout out to him as well. That's Anthony Hamilton's son. He's been on the show twice.
I remember. Yeah,
You remember? Yeah, look at him showing love. Thank you so much. So let's talk about it. Army veteran, thank you for your service.
thank you.
Yes, thank you. Luxury car salesman. You retired in 2012, if my memory serves me correctly,
You're,
right?
you're
Okay.
spot on already.
Actor, husband, father, all of these amazing titles. Where do we start? Where do we start?
Well, I think probably for me, the life-changing moment, as I told you earlier, for me, I got drafted in 1971. I was 20 years old, and
20.
didn't know it was the Vietnam War was de-escalating, but it changed me because it kind of made me adapt to a different type of lifestyle, more regimented, not
Mm-hmm.
loose cannon, but it just served a purpose for me to stabilize my life at that point in time. Uh, One of the things that was the most impactful, my father died about 3 months before I was discharged from the Army, honorably, of course. And I had a 10-day-old daughter. That's my dad. But here's a man that was eighth grade, what do you call it? He got to the eighth grade. He was a janitor that I didn't find out exactly what he did till I was like 14 years old, because he was just that kind of guy that went to work like he was going to a club, clean, come home from work, clean, okay? And you can see the way he's dressed now that he taught me a lot of life skills that I passed on to my children.
Mm-hmm.
When you've got that foundation, it's easy for you to make the right choices in life. So
Wow.
from that standpoint, I worked for the railroad. When I came back, I was a brakeman. And took it. This is a funny story. I took an exam after I finished college. This was in 1976, 78. And I passed the exam with flying colors. So they sent me as a brakeman in a yard with a little light at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with overalls and big boots on to be a regional service manager in Seattle, Washington. So I had an old Mercedes then. I drove my Benz out to the West Coast. And after about 3 months, my boss, his name was Tom Coughing, he said, Alvin, when you get a minute, can we have a little discussion? And I said, yeah. So we go into his office. And he said, it comes to mind, and this is going to remind you of a Seinfeld episode.
I love Seinfeld.
It comes to mind that you don't really have a clue what you're doing, do you? And I said, no, not really. And we joked about it. So I came back to Chicago not knowing what I was going to do. I've been out there for, I think, 7 months. I bought a condo, bought a new car, the whole shot. I got back in Chicago and I started hanging around people who were doing modeling at the time. So I went to a school for modeling. I did that. I got through with that. And then all of a sudden I saw an ad for a salesman for luxury cars at this new startup dealership that sold Porsche, Audi, and now remember, I had never sold anything a day in my life.
I was just going to talk about that too. Wow.
I got this high ticket item they want me to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And first thing comes to my mind is, how am I going to relate to these people that are financially stable? I passed with flying colors. I did that for, till 2012. So what is that? From 81, 31 years? Yeah.
I would think that, wow, a luxury car salesman, that has to be an amazing experience to be able to be a part of selling part of a lifestyle. Because when you think luxury, I think lifestyle, right?
It was cool. I'm telling you.
That has to be absolutely amazing. So you got to be comfortable with people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What other amazing skills that you would have to be successful in that light?
You got to be persuasive. You got to know, and you got to know people. So you got to know when to pounce. Because remember, it's all about a give and take situation. I'm going to give you a nice product, but you got to get money, because that's how I exist on the other side. So people skills comes into play. I think part of that too is how I elevated myself to being an actor. When you're selling cars, from the most expensive car I saw was this was a $525,000 SLR, and this was in 2010. You got to have a little persuasive. You got to have a little gift for gab, and you got to be lucky to find the right person. So there's a lot of things go into that. I'm sorry I didn't get you as a customer back then, but
right. That's okay, but you gained me as a friend, so that's even better.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
That's the best part. Do you think that you have to have like a competitive nature when you're doing that job, or are you just being you? It is competitive.
Well, it kind of all comes with the territory. You're competitive, but I don't look at life as being competition. I'm just going to be me. Everything falls into place. We all connected to the universe. I say that a lot.
That's what I say.
It took me a long time to figure that out. You can do a number of things, and you can want people to like you, and you can try to gravitate. But until you realize there's a reason for the season that you're in all the time. I've lost a lot of friends. Well, a lot of people that I used to work with in the industry as an actor this year.
Yes.
COVID and a few other things. But I just keep moving. We're all here for a reason. Some of us never find out. I may never find out exactly why I'm here, but I'm going to keep searching until I find the answer to what my purpose really is here on this planet.
I had asked you, I think I had messaged you one time when I lost a few people during this time as well. And I remember my grandmother raised me, and I remember having conversations with her, and I would ask her that because I remember looking up and I'm like, Grandma, all your friends are gone. Like, how do you do that? How does what what can you give like an insight on how do you continue to move forward?
Here,
You know,
here's
we talk about choose your path, but how do you do that? What does that look like?
my mom died in 1999, and one of the things this is we're talking about before the advent of cell phones. I used to call her on a landline phone with a cord, as you remember.
Yes, I do.
I said, Mom, what are you doing today? She goes, oh, baby, I'm going to a funeral. I said, every time I talk to you, you're going to a funeral. She said, if you live long enough, you're going to go to a lot of funerals. And that's where I'm at right now. But I don't look at that in terms of my life. That, like, once again, there's a reason for the season. And until you realize that it ain't my time yet, hopefully I get another 50 years out of this. I'll be like an old wreck, like an old car, pull into the garage, coughing, and they say, Alvin, what can we do for you today? I need a tune-up. I don't know, man. You might need a detail. You may not need a tune-up. You just need to clean up yourself, and you'll be fine. And get them back out there.
That's it. Oh, look at Jane. She's on here. Jane, hello. Jane Catelli Music.
Hey,
Hello. She's like, hey, Alvin. My aunt called me yesterday. Well, she left a message, which was really cute. She's like, I just turned 90, so you got to call me back. And like, she still goes, well, not now with the COVID and everything, but right before that, she was still out and about and
she's 90.
energy. She's 90. Yes. And
Oh,
she still drives and she
yeah.
doesn't take anything, I think, but like a baby aspirin because her doctor told her that she should do
Have
that. But
you ever
she's
asked,
never taken no medicine.
have you ever asked her what she feels is the key for her longevity?
Of course, I have.
What she
Yes.
tell?
Enjoying life, creating experiences. And that's what I want to do. I want to continue to do that until the day that I die. I
So,
want
so
to
we're
continue to
not
create
we're
experience.
talking about a special diet. We're not talking
No, she didn't even bring none of that up.
about that.
She just said she just enjoys her life. Of course, she's never smoked or drink, but she feels like the key to her success of living is just literally just creating experiences.
Really? So, this is your grandmother?
My grandmother's sister-in-law, but I call her my aunt. Yeah.
How many members, how many siblings did she have, or does she have?
Oh my goodness, I can't even remember. I know she has a few. She has a daughter and son, and a few grandchildren.
Really?
But yeah, yep.
90 years young. That's what, see,
90 years young. Yo,
I always,
young,
I,
literally.
I always look at myself as 70 years young. People say, how old are you?
Cool as the roof.
70, always, real big. Always, you know. And here, it's interesting as you get older and you start talking to people that I was their age at one time. And I don't ever say, when I was your age, no, I don't want to tell them that. But at the same time, you reflect back when you were that young and you start thinking about your life experiences and you think and you look at them and you go, you ain't going to make it. Because the choices, not in terms of living or dying,
Yes.
choices that they make at a certain age, it all starts to come back. I look back on some of the things I've done and some of the people that I used to associate myself with.
Uh-huh.
They are now, where I am. When I was in high school, this is really good. Man, I was so shy. I used to go to parties when I was like 15, 16. I was a wallflower. Couldn't talk to the girls, too shy,
What?
And I think, once again, I don't know if it's the God in me or what, but something came out when I was in the military. And I just came out of this, not cocoon, but this aura that surrounded me at the time. I just became me. I just reflected. Now I just look at life and reflect back on what I used to do. I'm still having fun. Don't get me wrong. Because remember now, I have an anniversary coming up on Saturday.
Yes, you do your 30th anniversary.
50th wedding anniversary. I got 4 beautiful children. They're all successful. God blessed me with 2 sons and 2 daughters. And, excuse me, one of my daughters who lives in England, I can't see her, can't travel. So we interact like this, like you and I.
Yeah.
They used to call it Skyping. Remember that?
Oh, yes, I love Skyping.
this is like
That
Skype.
was then.
Skyping to me is like faxing somebody a letter. When they used to say, fax it to me.
Mm-hmm.
What's a fax? You know?
I love Skyping because, well, not so much now. I just want to like touch and hug my friends. But a couple years ago, I used to love it because it was a way of really connecting with my friends that were in a place that I wasn't able to get to at that time. Now I'm kind of like Zoomed and Skyped and all of this out. I wanted to, like that's it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful.
Well,
But how is she doing?
with my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
she's amazing. You know,
Mm.
um, yeah, I know that eventually this whole world crisis from a health situation is going to change.
Of course.
And I think the foundation that I've set, my wife and I, that they know that eventually we all going to come together. You just got to stay the course. Don't do anything stupid. You know, if they're telling you to do certain things to prevent the spread of this virus, take heed to that. But we'll come together soon.
Absolutely, we will. Hello, Duran Hightower. I see you. I see you. I definitely see you. Thank
You
you guys so much
like
for the donations. I appreciate it. Mhm.
you're like a big celebrity, so I feel honored to be on this
Thank
conversation.
you, because that's how I look. Are you kidding me? That's how I look at you. I'm just taking notes. You look just like, somebody that I know that I shared the stage with. I know you've heard that before, Mr.
Who?
Steve Harvey.
Oh no! Please don't say that. You probably have seen a couple of my travels where I had the one guy. We were in the Dominican Republic a year ago, actually,
I remember that.
and the guy's bringing our luggage to the bus, and he says, "You look just like Steve Harvey." I get that a lot. Now, here's a funny story for you. We were in Jamaica, some friends of mine from high school, about 6 years ago, and we were at a hotel that everything was all inclusive. So we went down for dinner, and I catch out of the corner of my eye, this lady keeps staring at me. So both my buddies I travel with are both single.
Uh-huh.
First thing came to mind with them, man, she trying to hit on you, bro. You need to go check that out. And so I looked at her, didn't pay any attention. I got up to get something to eat. I came back, sat down, and she came back and she grabbed my arm and she said, "I know who you are." And I said, "Oh, okay." And she goes, "I won't tell anybody, Steve, but you're Steve Harvey." And I was like, "Do you actually think that I would be in a hotel like this at Steve Harvey? I'd have my own suite somewhere, or anyway."
Right.
But I get a lot of that. I get a lot of the Steve Harvey thing, and I think I've been without my mustache in the last 40 years twice. Once was last year. I made a bet with my son, my youngest son.
Your son, yes, he cut it off. You guys had a
Yeah,
bet?
we had a bet on Chicago Black. We're both big hockey fans, and we had bet. I bet him that the Blackhawks would lose that game. I said if they won, I would cut my mustache off.
Wow.
You know the outcome.
And you
So
did it.
I did it, but his mustache right now is epic. He's got the handlebar thing going. So that's my youngest son.
Yes, that is so cool. Oh my goodness. I know that everybody is like waiting for me to ask this question because I've seen it pop up. It won't play the sound. That's not the point. Let's see if it'll play. Let me see. Give me a moment if I can find it in my archive because I saved it just
Uh-oh.
for, yeah, I saved it just for this.
I want to see this.
I know. Please let me find it. I cannot believe I have so much stuff in my phone like this. I say I couldn't wait because I was like, when we get, because we talked about this conversation last year. I cannot find it. It is not popping up. So let's talk about your acting because for some reason it's not going to come up. I had saved it on my phone just to play that part
Is
with
it
you on my favorite series, The Shy.
from The Shy?
Yes. How did you even start acting? How did that start?
You know, in 2012, when I left Mercedes-Benz, here's how God works again. There was a new show coming to Chicago, filming, called Chicago Fire. I had no idea what to do. Didn't have an agent, but I saw something that said, if you want to be an extra, come down to Center Space Studios. So I went down on a Sunday afternoon. I had a suit and tie. I don't know what I think I'm still a salesman. I got a suit and tie on. I go and talk to this person, and they tell me to fill out this information, and we'll call you. Well, in 2 weeks' time, I was on a movie set. Once again, I had no idea what I'm doing. In Union, Illinois, for a show called Chicago Fire. And it just became part of me. It was like, I like being a part. Here, put it this way. We used to have a term when I was selling Mercedes-Benz cars. If we had a customer that was coming in that we didn't know who it was, they would pull up in our lot. We'd size them up, try to figure out what kind of angle we could use to get their business. And we'd always say, it's showtime.
It's showtime.
Now I'm on a movie set, and this is 30 years later. I'm on a movie set with people that pretty much are like me. They have no idea what they're doing, but they're trying to get acclimated to this new surrounding. So from Chicago Fire, it got into my blood. I'm like you. I got that energy going.
Oh, no, I got it.
So when I did that, then I've done Empire. This is all doing extra roles.
Yes, I love it.
And then same thing with The Chi. I was an extra when I started out, but I met a lot of the main characters. I met a couple of the directors and producers, especially Lena Waite. Shout out to Lena Waite, by the way.
Yes.
And one guy, we were shooting on the west side of Chicago. It was 2:00 in the morning with us in July. And he said, Alvin, his name was Adam Glass. So Adam, if you're on here listening, shout out to you, brother. And we smoked a cigar together. 2:00 in the morning. The next night, we had another night shoot. And he said, you're going to get a phone call from this agency and just answer the phone. He said, I got to go, but I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm still thinking, what's going on? So the next day, I get a phone call while I'm at home before I go to the set as an extra that tells me they want me to come and read for this character. Okay. Now I got the goosebumps going. I'm nervous. I'm and here's what's comforting. The director saw me down at Center Space Studios in Chicago. She goes, Alvin, you can't mess this up. We wrote this just for you. So now I'm up here. I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking for the cameras because I know there's got to be a setup or something, right? I read my part, and 2 weeks later, I'm on the set getting a taco from Jason.
And that's my video that I don't know why, but
it won't roll, huh?
It won't roll, but that's okay. Yes, when I seen that, and I love that series so much. You know, I love that series so much.
You can't get the clip, and I never got my taco on the show. So I guess
there we go. We're even. I love that show so much that I brought on Miriam Hyman because I felt with her
a girl.
Yes, I connected with her character so much that I had to figure out how do I get in touch with her so that I can just have a conversation with her, because when someone embodies their character such as she did, where I was able to connect, I just wanted to find out how she was as a person and how she studied. And
Miriam is dope because Miriam spits them lyrics, man. You know, she's a rapper.
She's also a rapper. Robin Hood music.
Multi-talented. And,
yeah.
You know, I met so many cool people on The Chi, so many people on Empire. I've done pretty much all the shows in and around Chicago. I'm kind of missing that vibe being on the set right now.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of things from my agency for auditions, but you know, the auditions are great, but I'm not going on the set, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I'm ready. My first endeavor is whenever this thing subsides, I'm going back to Europe. I'm going to hang out with my daughter. She got a new house over there. Her husband, they got a new dog. That's my thing. And then I got a son, my musician son
Yes, you're a musician.
is at Princeton University working on his PhD. Man, look, God has been so good to me. I, you know, I look back on my life and think what my life would have been without children, and of course, the architect, my wife. I don't know what it would be like without it.
Oh, let's talk about it. I was gonna wait, but let's talk about it now since we're in the vibe. How did you meet? You and your wife. How did you meet?
That's
Could
interesting.
you please share that story?
That's interesting. We used to work together when I was in the car business, and our offices were next to each other. And I didn't like her. I didn't like her at all. Okay. Interestingly enough, she introduced me to a girlfriend of hers that I went out with a few times. Realized we wasn't clicking. And I invited my wife. We weren't even dating. I just invited her to go to a reggae concert at a place near Chicago called Poplar Creek.
Papa Creek.
It was outdoors. It was music was flowing. The bands was playing. And we've been together ever since. We have been literally together. We didn't really start vibing until I had a serious ankle injury playing basketball, because I used to be a pretty good basketball player. My wife took me in, and we've been together. So that was in September of 1989. So we've been together for 31 years, but we've been married for 30. That's my best friend.
Oh, wow.
That's my love, honey. If you told me 35 years ago that I would find this person that would come into my life to make everything as one, I would have said I was a playboy. Okay, I was out there like most young brothers, but she locked me up. Okay, and I needed to be locked because God was telling me, man, what are you doing out here, brother? There's this woman over here, and you out here with.
Where are you going?
Come on.
Yeah.
So 30 years later, with marriage, we got 3 children together. I have a child by my oldest daughter, another doctor, first marriage. But yeah, that's my heart and soul. Matter of fact, I'm downstairs. She's upstairs working because with the pandemic, her office has become our house.
That's how it looks here.
We have to pace ourselves once again, because when she was downtown in Chicago working, I wouldn't see her every day. Now,
Uh-oh. We went out. Up, we're back.
Give me 1 second. I got to grab something.
That's fine. Hello, everyone. Shout out to Diesel down low. Yes. Hello, Derek Pace. Thank you, Darren. Hi. Oh, there we go. Duran Hightower. Are you still here? Hello, A Dots. I really appreciate you guys being here and spending time with us as we have a conversation on Choose Your Path with me, your host, Sharon Durscale, celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, and #1 international best-selling author. I became an international best-selling author during this pandemic.
Well, that's because it was already there. They just didn't know who you were. One of the good things that comes out of all of this is that all those connections that you had on social media that you weren't able to interact,
Yeah.
post something. Now people actually get a chance to see you in action and talk and see that energy that you bring and that vibe. So now there's like, oh, she's dynamic.
And that's the beautiful thing about sitting down and just having this conversation with you, because we get to see a part of you that we wouldn't be able to see just seeing, the amazing pictures in your travel and you being on set. It's a beautiful thing at this time. I think that sometimes, yes, we can talk about the negative portions of, this pandemic, but I think that we should definitely focus on all the amazing positive things. And I think now when I open my eyes, I'm just so grateful just for another day.
There you go.
That's what I've learned. That's my
But
biggest lesson I learned.
But my thoughts on that are that there really is no negative. There's once again, I say this repeatedly all the time. There's a reason for the season that we're in. Your show, what you're saying, find your path. You found it,
I
right?
found it. Yep. Oh no,
So
I definitely found it for sure.
you lock in and you find out that we all have a gift. It's just a matter of, you don't need the accolades. You don't need everybody to say, I got 30,000 people following me on Instagram. And here's an interesting story. I deleted like 7,000 people.
Yes, you did. I seen that.
And the reason being is that, social media is good, but it's also a cancer. It works for you for what you want it to work for. So when I started getting a lot of these direct messages from people saying,
Oh God.
do that, or people dress a little bit different at 2:00 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
I'm a married man. I got 4 kids. I don't need this. So you find out that quality versus quantity to me works best.
All day. All day. And I just feel like for me, it just works for me just being me. I don't want a whole long list of all of these things that people feel like you have to do as far as like success. Talk about success. What is your definition of success for you?
Success. Longevity. I'm not in it for the financial. I got money. Okay? I mean, I have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Comfortable. I just want to be able to live healthy and be able to live a long life until it's time. So
Until this time.
a lot of people got a lot of money. They got the big houses, the big cars. I sold the cars to them, but their health is failing because they didn't take heed to a number of things as they got older to realize you can't do the same things you're doing now at 55, 60, 65, 70 that you were doing when you was 25. You might think you can, but then the Creator has a way of bringing you back to earth and saying, okay, we need to slow you down for a minute. Maybe throw some of that sickness at him for a minute, or give him some stuff in his life that impacts him to a point that he changes his mindset.
Right.
But a lot of folks don't take heed to they don't drive the right street. They don't take the right turns. They take the different paths away from what they were supposed to be looking for because there's a lot of confusion. I'm just blessed, okay? I'm blessed to have this conversation with you.
Same here.
I'm
Thank
blessed.
you.
Yeah, I'm blessed for the fact that I've survived this, whatever this thing is. We have that guy what's the guy's name in the White House? Don't say his name. He'll be gone tomorrow.
Yes.
Think about it. We have survived so much, and we're still here, thriving.
Thriving.
That's the point. That you're still able to do the things. You woke up this morning. When I talked to you earlier, and I said, I was just waking up from a nap. What did I tell you? I was just waking up from a nap too. So if that's what it takes to get you to realize, you got to pace yourself out. You can't be running trying to hang out with the Joneses.
No, that's true.
Know?
That's true. I love every aspect of everything that I do. That it does not feel like work whatsoever. And like I told you, I was like, I was scheduled for a mastermind meeting this morning, and I was up, and then all of a sudden I said, let me just take a quick little nap because I love naps.
Right.
And I'm going to get up and I'm going to get dressed and I'm going to head on. And I did not wake up until right before I spoke to you. I was like, oh, well, maybe that's what it is. I have to start learning to just enjoy life and enjoy the moments. And whatever happens, it happens. And whatever I can't do, then I just can't do. That's just that.
That's the key. The key is you have to live, as you already know. You got to live the moment.
Live the
if
moment.
You realize certain, and it took me time to realize it. I mean, I've been in some situations where my life was in danger. I made stupid decisions. But once again, I'm connected. I could have gone the other direction, but somebody said, no. We're not ready for Alvin right now. Just send him some information, mentally, get his ass back on the right track. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Cool is the rule.
Cool is the
Cool is
rule,
the rule.
folks. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Cool is the rule. I'm gonna take a moment and shout out my sponsor. This
10K.
right here, 10K cards.
Hey,
Yes. Oh my goodness. I this happened during the pandemic as well. I partnered with a digital business company where now with this climate, it's amazing. You can just scan this QR code and all of your, it's a way of connecting with your clients and potential future customers where your social media links, your website, we can even add your IMDb on here, everything, IMDb on here, everything you can put on here, videos. It's like an electronic press kit with a link. Now you see that little QR code there in your picture there. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. So shout out to 10K Cards for that. So every guest that comes on the show, I'm so happy to do that. Like I love giving away gifts. Like it's so amazing. Hello, hello. Shout out to 10K Cards. So I had to
What
do
is the
that.
gift? Besides the gift of having a conversation with you, what is the gift? That am I getting something out of this?
You are getting something out of it. So when you check, go back after our conversation, check the link.
Yeah.
Anything that we need to change, add, take out, just let me know and then we'll do it right away for you. So you get a digital business card.
Interesting. Thank you, 10K cards.
And I need to send you one of these hoodies I have. It says thriving in a toxic world.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
I like.
know. Yeah.
Do you know what my favorite color is?
What's your favorite color?
You got it on.
That's what if you look at well, you've been in my conversations.
Yep.
Yeah, they look just like this. And it was so funny when I put this on today, right? I was like, this is perfect because this is exactly what I love to wear. This is my color.
I already knew that
Synergy.
when I found out that that was your favorite color. I talked to Benjamin Donlow from Diesel Donlow Company.
There he is.
I said we need to send Chantel a hoodie.
Thank you,
And
guys.
he said, "So what size does she wear?" And like I told you today, I didn't really know, but I knew you were very petite. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm happy that I got the right size, and we all good. It looks
We
good
are
on you.
we are all good. Look, even the coffee cup is in black. Even my coffee cup is in black. Exactly. Can I go
So
back
now
to
I'll always know what your favorite color is because
yes,
you
you
just told
will.
everybody.
And you won't forget.
No, no.
And you won't forget. Happy 30th anniversary. Can I say that early? Can I say that
You,
now since
you,
we're
and here's the deal. We normally travel outside the country. This is the first time that we haven't been able to go somewhere tropical or somewhere it's warm in January. Oh my God, 15 years. It's a period of adjustment.
this
So
is
right,
definitely a period of adjustment.
we don't know what we're going to do to celebrate. We do know we're going to be together. Everything else is a blessing. So I
As long
might
as you're
run,
together.
run out and get a couple of bottles of champagne and get blasted. Pull out pull out one of my sticks. I got some sticks I got from Dominican Republic last year that have been waiting for me to pull it out. So
Look
I
at
got some.
that.
We're gonna play it by ear.
There you go. What are some of the if you could give us like what are three of the most important things in marriage?
Ooh. Well, first is the give and take. And secondly, somebody got to be the boss. Most of the guys that I know that have been married for at least 15, 20 years, they understand when we're in a room talking, I get with some other guys who are like newlyweds. Yeah, man, I'm the boss at my house. We just look at them and go, okay, bro, you haven't been married long enough. You're gonna realize it's a give and take situation. It's learning each other's personality so that my wife and I are best of friends. First of all, she knows me better than
That's
I
first.
know myself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's two things. Third thing, oh, that's a tough one. The third one, I have to think about the third one for a minute.
Okay, you can take a moment and think about it. I often hear about how important it is, like in communications. I mean, in communications, communication. Like, how important is that aspect? Like, what were your main methods on how you guys communicate throughout the years?
We have to understand each other's likes, find out what I don't like, what she likes, and it's a period of adjustment. It gets a little dicey every now and then. A lot of people give up, but I think with faith, you realize that that's the best thing happening for you right now. So why are you trying to go against it? Make things better versus trying to figure out a way to get out of it. So
Mm,
you don't take the course of non. Basically, what you're doing is you guys are becoming one, and you're vibing on that energy, and you realize that you're better together than you are apart, and that is so powerful because
that is
without
so
having
powerful.
oh,
That is so powerful. I asked when Anthony Hamilton was on, that was one of my questions that I asked. I said, how did you know? Like, how did you know that you were in love and that was the one and you wanted to put the ring on? How did you know that? Is it a feeling? Is there like a light beam that comes down over your head and says, like, yes, or does God nudge you? Like, what, how do you know?
when you get to a point in your life, I don't care if you're 19 or 59 or whatever, you listen to your spirit, and your spirit tells you, dude,
That's the one.
that's the one, man. But so many times, the young brothers, we start looking at, man, look at that. You have to start thinking that you're going to let this one get away by doing something stupid. Better go on over there. So it's an attraction. You want to call it the laws of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
It's powerful.
Oh,
It'll draw you in, and the more you fight it, your life becomes a little bit more difficult to manage. But then as soon as you let go, don't let go, let God, man. Let him, let the Creator tell you what's going on in your life, and stop trying to. You try to figure out. You overcomplicate things. Life is very simple. You just gotta vibe with it and connect with that energy, and the rest is there. I'm cool. I'm cool.
cool is the
I'm
rule.
cool.
Cool is the rule. You think that sometimes we may like overthink things?
Overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
I used to. I still do. But that's where your partner, I call it my partner, my friend comes in
30 years.
and tells me,
Ugh.
you're not, I might say I'm going to do something. You're not going to do that. And I said, why you say that? By the time it comes to me to do it, she said, never said I told you so. She'll just look at me and said, so what do you want to do now? Never brings it up. That's the cool part. And the
Mm.
same is true. I know her mannerisms. I know when she says something, if it's going to happen or if it's not going to happen. But that's my energy. We feed off each other's energy, and that's what makes life so much easier to deal with.
I love that so, 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 so much.
Life
Can we?
is life is so simple, but you make it
Mm.
complicated because you go through all of these different arenas that you weren't supposed to be in to begin with.
But we have all these question marks. Why? Who? What?
Who,
Where?
who's asking the questions though?
I know
Think,
sometimes
think,
I do.
think about this for a minute. When you get these questions that pop up, not negative stuff, but just questions. Do you feel somebody or something connecting and the energy is saying, don't do that, do this? But then you say, well, then you start second guessing and say, well, I don't know if I should do it. Follow your first mind. There's a reason for that thought to even pop into your head. But we fight
Mm.
that energy and fight it and say, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do. Why not? So now you start having an argument in your head, this battle. Some people call it a battle between good and evil. It's just your subconscious talking to you. Everybody's different. I'm just speaking from my perspective. What works
Right.
for me, that works for me. I listen to my prayer. I used to fight it a lot when I was younger, not 70 years young. But I used to fight it. Then I realized, man, you need to stop doing that, bro. You need to stop procrastinating, stop listening to that person, this person, stop trying to be that, stop trying to be that. Just be yourself. And
That's it.
it takes a lot of people more time than others to figure. Some of us never figure. I have not figured out exactly how far I'm going. I'm just riding the waves right now,
So am I.
the water is great. That's all I can tell you.
It sure is. I'm really excited about life. I had an idea, right? I had
Okay.
another idea. Everything starts with an idea. I had an idea that I wanted to start voice acting. I said, I think this will be fun because I love to communicate and I just think that it would be awesome. And I love, look at that, I picked this microphone up. I love the microphone. So I was on
You talking
Clubhouse the other day
about
and
you talking about doing
huh?
voiceovers?
Yes.
I had to change my camera
So
because I was dying. Let me
oh,
get
you're
set up here again.
dying?
Okay.
Oh, we got like 5 minutes. Just a quick story.
Um.
So,
So you wanted to do voiceovers.
yes, this is the idea that I just got.
There you go.
Just literally like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I just decided that I wanted to do it. So I connected. I was able to connect on Clubhouse with Mr. Paul Porter, and he gave me some pointers of some links to check out. And then I was
Yeah.
able to connect with some big guy in Hollywood, right? And
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. And I love to learn the logistics of anything before I get into it. So I'm willing to start taking classes and like making notes and then jump into it. Even though some people say that you can jump into it, I'm sure that's true, but I don't. I just
But
don't want to.
you can jump into it, but I've gone to school for acting. I've taken classes. I mean, you never get you can never learn everything. So,
Uh huh.
I've learned so much being on sets with people like Richard Roundtree and Steve Williams and some of the other actors that I work with, and my favorite guy. Now his name escapes me just that, but that's bad. Uh, from Ghostbusters. God, what's
Oh,
I,
don't. I'm no good with names.
but these are people that have told me and pulled me aside and said, Alvin, I started doing this, blah blah blah, and nobody taught me anything. I kind of picked it up as I went, and that's what happened with me on The Shy. I had taken a class, okay, but the class did not prepare me for meeting the people when my time was right. It's the timing to say, I met someone that offered me a cigar at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, "Hey, man, we got this role for you, and I think you could do this." And I'm like, once again, I'm looking for the cameras. Like, I know this is a setup, right? But sometimes, a lot of times, things just happen, but you have to be ready for the opportunity when it happens.
I'm always ready. Like I'm always ready. I did a little quick video clip earlier for the legendary Larry Dotson. He's getting ready to celebrate his 70th birthday, and I'm going to do like
Wow, I
a
forgot Larry's gonna
yeah,
be 72. Wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah. I
70.
know, isn't that amazing?
My
Oh
my,
goodness.
my AARP brother.
Oh my God. Really? Ah, yes, yes. And there you go. And yeah, and I'm just like, I'm so honored to be able to even just say happy 70th birthday to our
Well,
legendary singer from the Barcades.
yes, and here's the deal. I hear people say today, oh man, my kids tell me, you old, you can't do this, you shouldn't be doing that, you too old. I look at them, and the first thing I say to them, I hope you get this old, because aging is something that a lot of people don't get a chance to
No, they
experience.
don't.
You in and out of here, and then you be saying, yeah, so and so died last week. I don't want to hear about that. I got friends from high school that call me and said the only time they call me, Alvin, how you doing, man? I'm doing great. Man, you heard about so and so. Man, please Just call me and say hello. And we
That's
can talk
it.
about this stuff later. But I know they mean well.
No, he said, "Oh yeah, 10K cards." He said 70 or 17. Like, who knows? Who cares? I love experience. That's what life is about. It's about experience. We focus so much on numbers when at any time we just don't know. And I want to each day I want to live and put everything into this thing. You know what I mean? Everything into it. My
Well,
whole self.
your energy, your energy right now. I think you were literally made. You inspire so many people just with your energy. You don't
That I
have to.
don't even know.
You don't even know it. And that's a good thing
I
because
don't even know it.
I'm sure that there are people that I've never met that might be watching your broadcast right now that they have something positive. As long as you take something positive out of everything that you do, it's all connection. Connect to the
That's it.
universe, and cool is the rule. Gotta
Cool
have
is the
that.
rule, people. Yes, cool
But
is the rule.
but you gotta have.
So now, as we end the conversation,
We're done.
eh, we are. Can you believe it?
I'm gonna call you tomorrow. We're gonna talk off of this.
Oh, we have to do that. We
Yeah,
have to do that. I
yeah.
think I tried to touch everything. I mean, we talked a little bit about congratulations, 30 years
Woo,
Saturday, 30
woo.
years anniversary. What an amazing blessing. Yes. Yay. We talked about thank you for your service as an
Thank
Army
you.
veteran. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We talked about luxury car salesman retired in 2012. You were out there giving people their amazing lifestyles. You were assisting with their amazing
I
lifestyles. That's amazing.
gave my wife an amazing lifestyle because my wife bought a Mercedes.
She
So
did. Every time, and you know, it's so funny because every time when I see some new machine that they put out, I'll send it to you, and I'm like, this made me think of you, or I'll tag your name to it in my stories.
one last thing, I bought a 1962 Mercedes Benz in 1978 that I drove to the job in Seattle, Washington. Okay, and the car died once it got there from going up and down the hills. But that was my first Mercedes Benz. I paid $1,500 for it used, and I got hooked.
Wow.
So
And
think
that was
about it.
it.
Bought a Mercedes, an older Benz. It was falling apart, and ended up selling them for 30 years. How about that?
Isn't that something? That
Telling you
was it.
the connection is there. Okay.
The connection is real. As you know, because you support me. I mean, I don't know how many I think you supported like every conversation on here. I really appreciate you and love you
Hello.
for that.
Yeah.
Because this is just a dream. I always ask, I always ask at the end one word or a sentence to motivate, hopefully, and inspire us to continue moving forward.
One word:
One word, it's your choice. One word or a sentence.
inspire.
Oh, you're picking one word.
One word. One word that means a lot. If I can
Oh, one word
inspire,
goes a long way.
I'm inspired. If I can inspire somebody else, my day is done.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Alvin Smith. Inspired. That is our word. And I want to, before we get off, I just want to shout out again. Thank you for this amazing sweater. I'm going to stand up on this one. Thank you. Thank you. Cool is
Ben,
the
I know
rule. You
watch
see it,
it.
it fits perfectly. It's, oh my goodness, it's so chic. I really appreciate it. Cool is the rule. It makes me feel inspired to know, like, hey, relax, enjoy your life, put some sunshades on, and just know that everything is going to be all right. That's
You
it.
vibing
That's what it
already.
feels like.
You're
Yep.
already got that pusher working on you.
It is. It's working on me.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So thank you so much. Look at everyone coming on now. Oh, they missed it. So you guys are gonna have to go back on and check on the IGTV, and I'll be putting it on my YouTube page soon. Love,
They
light,
didn't,
and energy
they
to
didn't look at the
you.
time. They looked at 5 o'clock.
That's exactly what, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Glamel. Shout out to 10K Cars. Thank you so much for being a sponsor for this show. I really appreciate it. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you, honey.
Bye. Love you too.